Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Brexit 2.0 has landed. Just when you thought the Brexit drama had concluded, Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the EU have decided it's time for a sequel. After 5 years of diplomatic tension and endless negotiations, Britain and the European Union have finally inked a new deal aimed at resetting their post-Brexit relationship. But what exactly have they agreed upon? And is this the much anticipated turning point everyone hoped for, or simply another chapter in the endless Brexit saga? Let's dive in. Firstly, let's talk security and defense. Unlike previous Conservative governments, which avoided any commitment to joint defense measures, Starmer's government is fully embracing cooperation with the EU. Britain will now join EU civilian and military crisis management operations, marking a significant step forwards towards repairing fractured relations. Even more enticingly, British companies might gain access to the EU's whopping €150 billion defence procurement fund. While details still need hammering out, this signals a significant policy shift, highlighting how seriously both sides are taking this new alliance. Additionally, collaboration on hybrid warfare, cybersecurity and critical infrastructure resilience underscores the depth of this new security partnership. Moving on to youth mobility, both the UK and EU have expressed keen interests in fostering a scheme for young people under 30. But don't get too excited, this isn't the return of free movement. The proposed scheme mirrors existing agreements between the UK, Australia and New Zealand, focusing on controlled participation numbers and limited durations. Although no concrete figures or timelines have been agreed upon yet, the mere existence of such a scheme is revolutionary, especially given Britain's cautious stance on immigration. This initiative is viewed positively as it could address labour shortages and enhance cultural exchange. And yet, let's not forget the fishermen. The fiercely contested fishing rights, a major sticking point since the initial Brexit discussions, have finally seen some progress. Both parties have agreed to extend mutual fishing rights until 2038, and this decision drew immediate backlash from Conservatives who accused Starmer of betraying British fishermen. But in return, the UK secured significant concessions, easing bureaucracy around food and agricultural exports, a huge win for British farmers. However, unlike fishing, this trade easing has no expiry date, which means smoother export operations for the foreseeable future. This move is designed to mitigate ongoing trade frictions, boosting agricultural exports substantially. Energy cooperation is another key aspect. Both parties are now exploring Britain's potential re-entry into the EU's internal electricity market. With Britain currently importing around 14% of its electricity from European neighbours, this move is warmly welcomed by the British energy sector. Moreover, linking the UK's emissions trading scheme with the EU's would harmonise carbon pricing and potentially lower consumer costs. And crucially, this alignment might protect British exports from the EU's incoming carbon border taxes, a substantial economic relief. Industry leaders have praised these developments, highlighting potential benefits such as improved market liquidity and consumer affordability. And food and plant protection standards represent another significant agreement area. To streamline trade and reduce unnecessary checks, the UK and EU are working towards harmonizing their veterinary and plant health standards. And this alignment should dramatically simplify customs processes, reducing delays and administrative burdens. Music to the ears of British businesses tired of Brexit-related disruptions. This agreement aims to enhance the competitiveness of UK food exports significantly. And now let's delve into security and data sharing. Both parties have agreed to enhance Britain's access to critical EU databases containing fingerprints and DNA data of non-EU nationals, a move designed to tackle illegal migration more effectively. This unprecedented level of data cooperation could significantly enhance border security and streamline immigration control on both sides of the channel. Critically, enhanced data sharing also boosts counter-terrorism capabilities, strengthening overall security ties. Additionally, the issue of travel ease received special attention. The potential use of e-gates at borders, a perk many feared lost after Brexit, is back on the table. Though specifics are yet to be clarified, this development is encouraging for frequent travellers and businesses alike, signalling a clear intention to simplify and speed up border crossings for citizens of the UK and the EU. Negotiations are ongoing, but optimism remains high regarding smoother border processes. But what about education? Sadly, there is no comeback for the Erasmus program. However, negotiations continue for the Youth Mobility Scheme, intended to provide similar benefits without reigniting concerns over freedom of movement. The details remain contentious, reflecting ongoing anxieties about immigration policies in Britain. Both sides remain cautious yet hopeful that an agreement benefiting young people can eventually be reached. In summary, the new EU-UK agreement tackles various crucial sectors, from fisheries and agriculture to defence and security, energy, mobility and border controls. And Starmer has described this deal as a necessary reset, and indeed, it does reflect a newfound willingness from Britain to engage constructively with the rest of Europe. Nevertheless, challenges persist. Key details, notably regarding the defence fund participation, youth mobility specifics and precise border control measures, remain unresolved. Critics argue that the deal either goes too far in concessions or doesn't go far enough to rectify Brexit-induced damage. Politically, Starmer must navigate criticism from Brexit hardliners at home while balancing EU expectations abroad. Moreover, tensions remain high, with significant skepticism from British opposition parties who accuse Starmer of giving too much away. Additionally, the EU must convince its member states that concessions to Britain will not undermine internal unity or open doors to similar demands from other non-EU countries. From a broader perspective, this agreement may redefine the UK's future interactions on the global stage. Closer ties with the EU could pave the way for greater international collaboration on global issues like climate change, international security, and economic stability. However, aligning closely with the EU may also complicate the UK's relations with other major trade partners like the United States, particularly under an unpredictable American administration. Thus, careful diplomatic management is crucial to ensure that Britain's new EU alignment enhances rather than hinders its global standing. Ultimately, this agreement represents a pragmatic step forward rather than a definitive solution. Whether it ushers in a new era of cooperation or merely serves as a temporary truce will depend on how successfully both parties manage future negotiations and compromises. So, what do you think? Is this agreement a true breakthrough, or are we simply witnessing Brexit's endless epilogue? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for updates. And until next time, thanks for watching Outside Views, your guide to the latest developments in European politics and beyond.